Throw me out of the B-17. They called me Lucky Hayes. I'd flown 28 missions over Nazi-occupied Europe in our battered B-17 Flying Fortress, Sweet Caroline. But luck runs out. It always does. And on that final flight, I realized how thin the line was between being a hero and being a ghost. We were over the German border, 35,000 feet up, temperature below freezing, when the flak started. It was heavier than command had predicted. The sky bloomed with black puffs like ink dropped in water. Every blast rattled the ship. "Jesus, they knew we were coming," muttered Tucker, our radio operator. Captain Dorsey, our pilot and the closest thing I had to a brother, stayed calm. Always calm. "Stay sharp, boys. 10 minutes to target." 10 minutes never felt longer. Suddenly, the aircraft shuddered violently. A direct hit. Smoke poured from Engine 2. "Engine 2's on fire!" screamed Lenny from the top turret. I scrambled to check the fuselage. My job was tail gunner, but in chaos, roles blurred. Blood sprayed across the floor. Gonzalez, our ball turret gunner, was slumped in a corner, motionless. Dorsey's voice crackled over the intercom. "We're losing altitude. Prepare to drop payload early. Hayes, check the rear damage." I made my way through the groaning fuselage, heart hammering. Flames licked the wing near the fuel tank. Another hit, and we'd be a fireball falling from heaven. Then I saw it. Jagged shrapnel had sliced through the hydraulic lines. Fuel was leaking fast. That's when I saw him, Sergeant Morris, our navigator, crawling toward me with a bloodied leg and a face drained of color. "They hit the cockpit," he whispered. "Dorsey's hit. Bad." I shoved past him, forcing my way to the cockpit. Dorsey was slumped over the yoke, his right shoulder a mess of blood and shrapnel. His co-pilot, Brady, was fighting to level us out, teeth clenched in terror. "I'm good," Dorsey grunted when he saw me. "We're not going down. Not today." I wanted to believe him. But even I could see it. Sweet Caroline was dying. "Hayes," Dorsey gasped. "Listen to me. You need to go." "What?" "We won't make it back. You have to bail. Carry the camera reel. It has recon images of Wassenheim. High Command needs it." I shook my head. "No. We leave together." Then he looked at me, his face as calm as a lake, despite the storm. "No. If the plane crashes, that intel dies. You're the fastest and the lightest. We need someone to survive." The plane groaned again, another explosion rocking us. More flak. "We still have one chute," Brady said. "Rest got torn in the fire." I looked down at the camera satchel, our only proof of the enemy's V-weapon factories. Then back at Dorsey. "You'll need to push me," I said. He frowned. "What?" "I can't jump. Not with this fear in my bones. You'll need to throw me out of the B-17. He stared for a second, then nodded. We wrestled the emergency hatch open. The wind roared in like the scream of 1,000 banshees. The ground was a blur of white and black. No guarantee I'd land anywhere safe. No guarantee I'd survive the jump. He handed me the satchel. Then he grabbed my harness, pulled me close, and said, "If you survive, tell them what we saw. And tell my wife I died fighting." I gripped his forearm. "You'll see her again, Dorsey." He smiled, half pride, half pain. Then he threw me. The fall was madness. The air punched my body, cold like knives. I tumbled, clutched the satchel, and counted, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and pulled the ripcord. The parachute jerked open. Silence. Just the wind and my heart pounding like a war drum. Below me, a patch of forest. Then, the sound of an explosion. I twisted in midair and saw it, Sweet Caroline, in flames, arcing down toward the trees. And she was gone. I landed in a frozen river. My legs screamed in pain, but I was alive. The satchel was safe. But I wasn't alone. German voices echoed through the forest. A patrol must have tracked the wreck. I crawled into the trees, biting back groans. I had 1 pistol. 6 rounds. No idea how far friendly lines were. For 2 days, I moved by night, hid by day, drinking melted snow and chewing raw roots. I kept the satchel close like a child, whispering Dorsey's name in the dark. By day 3, I collapsed. When I opened my eyes, it was to the face of a young French woman. "You're American?" she asked in thickly accented English. I nodded. "You're lucky," she said, smirking. "The Germans almost found you." She and her family were part of the resistance. They gave me food, clothes, and a bicycle. And on the 5th night, they led me across a mine-ridden trail into liberated Belgium. Back in London, the camera reel made it to Allied Command. They confirmed the existence of the Wassenheim facility. Days later, it was bombed into oblivion. They said I was a hero. But I didn't feel like one. A week after, I sat outside the chapel in base, staring at a telegram in my hands. Captain James Dorsey, Kia. Missing in action. Presumed dead. I folded it slowly. Then, a voice behind me, "Mind if I sit?" It was Brady, the co-pilot. Limping, scarred, but alive. "They found me in the wreckage," he said. "I survived the crash. Dorsey didn't." We sat in silence. Then Brady reached into his coat and handed me something. Dorsey's dog tags. I gripped them tight, feeling the weight of his final act. "He saved the mission," I whispered. "Saved me." Brady nodded. "He always believed in you. Said you'd carry the fire home." Years later, when people asked me about the war, I'd smile faintly and say, "You ever heard someone yell, 'Throw me out of the B-17'?" And when they laughed, I'd laugh too. But in my heart, I'd see Dorsey's eyes again. And I'd remember what it meant to fall, and live, and carry the fire.